So, good morning and welcome. Today we're going to attempt another attempt at operating flight Speedbird 6 November Charlie from here at London Heathrow across the pond to Montreal. We've just received the aircraft from the ground crew and the APU is on and we're connected to ground power, so very shortly we'll be setting the aircraft up for departure. What we'll start by doing now is I'll request the loading process or the boarding process to begin. We've got 99 passengers on board today. So that boarding process should begin very shortly. So I'll start by tuning the radios to Unicom. There's no ATC here at Heathrow, so we'll keep an eye out on Unicom, seeing what's going on, and then we will begin to announce our intentions later. I'll set the transponder and weather radar up, although I won't turn the weather radar on until we're lining up on the runway. Okay, so let's set up the FMC. I want a standard 2 tons of reserve fuel. Cost index today of 74. Cruising altitude initially at 380. In fact, so I shall refile for 400. And we'll set a step size of 3000, although we may not achieve that during this trotting. That'll take us up to our maximum cruising flight level of flight level 430. So our call sign today is Speedbird BAW6 November Charlie. And we have a pre-programmed route of Heathrow EGLL to Montreal. Charlie Yankee Uniform Lima. That's the route we want. And we'll activate that. As there's no ATC, we'll open up flight radar.
May we remind you that all seat backs and tray tables need to be in the upright position.
And we'll check the currently active runway at Heathrow. So, unfortunately I've not got this on screen at the moment. The last aircraft to take off from Heathrow was Copenhagen Flight 502 to Scandinavian Flight 502 to Copenhagen. And that took off of runway 27 left, so we shall also plan for 27 left departure. So that'll give the Compton 3 Golf departure. Transition altitude leaving Heathrow will be 6,500 feet, and our transitional level arriving the Canada will be flight level 180. So let's do our takeoff performance calculations. We'll initialize the flight. We'll select the performance page in the electronic flight bag. We'll copy in the existing FMC data. It's dry here at Heathrow at the moment. Select optimum thrust, optimum flaps, and that gives us a derated takeoff of 48 degrees with a derate setting of 2, and that seems reasonable, so we'll send that data over to the FMC and we'll accept it on the FMC. Close down the electronic flight bag and the FMC, and we'll start to set up the mode control panel for departure. So we'll want the weather radar on for departure, but for now we'll just select traffic. We'll zoom in to a zoom level of 2 miles, which gives us sufficient visibility to check the taxi route. We'll zoom in further once we're taxiing, turn on the pilot's flight director, or captain's flight director, On the auto throttle, we'll set our MCP speed to V2, which is 146 today. On LNAV and VNAV. Set maximum bank angle, and we'll select a runway heading of 272 degrees, which isn't quite correct in real life, but it's now down to, with magnetic variations, it's now 270 degrees in real life. But in P3D it's still 272. And our initial climb level will be 6,000 feet. There's some traffic on the first officer side as well. Although there'll be no adjustments as we don't have hydraulic pressure at the moment.